Ahmed didn't choose fasting to suffer, he chose it to regain control. One evening, after finishing his dinner, Ahmed made a simple decision. He would not eat again until late the next morning. No snacks, no midnight cravings, just water, light tea, and rest. This was the beginning of his 16-hour fast, also known as the 16-8 method, 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window. At first, nothing dramatic happened. His body didn't panic. There was no weakness or dizziness. Instead, something subtle but powerful began to shift inside him. As the night passed, Ahmed's insulin levels slowly dropped. This was important. High insulin keeps the body in storage mode, holding on to fat. But now, with no incoming food, insulin relaxed its grip. By early morning, his body quietly switched gears. It began burning stored fat for energy instead of relying on constant glucose from meals. When Ahmed woke up, he expected hunger to hit hard. Instead, he felt surprisingly calm. His energy felt clean and steady, not rushed or jittery like it did after sugary breakfasts. There was no heavy feeling in his stomach, no mental fog. His digestion, finally given a break, was resting and repairing itself. Around mid-morning, hunger arrived, but it was different. It wasn't desperate or painful. It came in gentle waves, reminding him that food would come later. Ahmed noticed something important. Hunger was no longer controlling him. He could feel it without immediately reacting to it. As the hours passed, his focus improved. Tasks that once felt tiring now seemed easier. His mind felt sharp and quiet. Without constant digestion stealing energy, his brain had more fuel to work with. This mental clarity became one of the most surprising benefits of the 16-hour fast. Inside his body, deeper changes were happening. Fat-burning enzymes became more active. Inflammation slowly decreased. His cells became more sensitive to insulin again, making future meals more efficient and healthier. This wasn't extreme fasting, it was a gentle metabolic reset. By the time Ahmed broke his fast, he noticed another change. His cravings had softened. He no longer wanted to eat mindlessly. Food tasted better. He ate slower. His body seemed to recognize real hunger instead of emotional eating or habit-based snacking. What made the 16-8 fast special was its simplicity. Ahmed didn't feel like his life was controlled by strict rules. He could still eat with his family. He could still enjoy food. He simply chose when to eat instead of eating all the time. Day by day, the fast became easier. His energy stayed consistent. His digestion improved. His relationship with food changed. This fasting style didn't demand perfection, it rewarded consistency. Ahmed realized something important. The power of fasting isn't in suffering, it's in balance. The 16-hour fast wasn't extreme, but it was effective. It fit into real life. It respected the body's natural rhythm. This was not a punishment. This was a reset. After mastering the 16-hour fast, Ahmed felt ready for something more demanding. His body had learned patience. His mind had learned control. Now he decided to step into a deeper challenge, OMAD, 1 meal a day, a full 23-hour fast. This time, the shift was immediate and unmistakable. From the moment Ahmed finished his single meal, the countdown began. As the hours passed, his body moved far beyond simple calorie restriction. With no food coming in for nearly an entire day, insulin levels dropped to their lowest point. Glucose stores emptied. The body had no choice, it had to rely on stored fat for survival. This was the deep burn. By the second half of the fast, Ahmed's metabolism entered a powerful state. Fat burning became the primary fuel source. Growth hormone levels rose sharply, protecting muscle while encouraging fat loss. Inside his cells, old and damaged components were broken down and recycled through a process known as autophagy, a deep cellular cleaning system that rarely activates during constant eating. Hunger, however, was no longer gentle. It came in strong waves, testing his resolve. His stomach tightened. His senses sharpened. The smell of food felt louder, more tempting. This wasn't casual fasting anymore, it was a psychological battle as much as a physical one. But Ahmed noticed something surprising. Hunger came in cycles, not a straight line. When he didn't give in, the waves passed. As the fast deepened, something else emerged, intense mental clarity. His thoughts felt precise and focused. Distractions faded. With digestion completely paused, blood flow and energy shifted toward the brain. Many describe this state as calm alertness, and Ahmed felt it clearly. His mind was awake, disciplined, and powerful. Inflammation in his body began to drop, swelling reduced, joints felt lighter. His body was no longer reacting to constant food intake. Instead, it was repairing, rebuilding, and optimizing itself. This wasn't just weight loss, it was metabolic adaptation. Fat loss accelerated. With nearly a full day spent in fat-burning mode, his body tapped deeply into stored energy. Clothes began to fit differently. His face looked sharper. His body composition slowly transformed, but OMAD demanded respect. One mistake, poor food choices, or overeating could undo the benefits. This fast required discipline, planning, and experience. Ahmed learned that OMAD wasn't about starving, it was about precision. His single meal had to be nourishing, balanced, and intentional. Protein mattered, minerals mattered, hydration mattered. Without these, the fast could become stressful instead of beneficial. Emotionally, OMAD was revealing. It stripped away habits built around constant eating. Boredom eating, stress eating, social eating. With only one meal, food became meaningful again, not entertainment but fuel. Yet Ahmed also understood a hard truth. This fast was not for beginners. The body must adapt slowly. Without preparation, OMAD could feel overwhelming, but for those ready, it unlocked powerful results. By the end of each 23-hour cycle, when Ahmed finally sat down for his single meal, the experience felt earned. Every bite carried value. Satisfaction came quickly. Control felt absolute. OMAD wasn't gentle. It was powerful, intense, and transformative. After weeks of experimenting with both fasting styles, Ahmed finally understood something most people never realize. Fasting was not a competition. It was not about enduring the longest hunger or pushing the body to extremes. It was about choosing the right tool for the right phase of life. Ahmed had lived both experiences. The 16-8 fast had given him balance. It fit smoothly into his daily routine. He could work, socialize, and live without feeling restricted. It trained his body to burn fat gently and consistently while keeping stress low. It repaired his relationship with food, teaching him patience instead of impulsive eating. Most importantly, it was repeatable. Day after day, week after week, he could maintain it without burning out. On the other hand, OMAD was different. It was sharp, focused, demanding. It pushed his body into deep fat-burning mode and accelerated visible results. It stripped away comfort and required full discipline. The progress came faster, but so did the pressure. Ahmed learned that OMAD was a powerful weapon, but one that needed experience, preparation, and respect. That's when the truth became clear. The best fast isn't the longest. It's the one you can repeat. Consistency, not intensity, is what transforms the body over time. A moderate fast practiced daily will always defeat an extreme fast practiced briefly. The body doesn't respond to occasional punishment, it responds to reliable signals. Ahmed also realized that fasting was not just about food, it was about energy. When he ate constantly, his energy was scattered, high after meals, low between them. His mood depended on sugar and caffeine. But when he controlled when he ate, his energy stabilized. He became calm, focused, and resilient. Hunger no longer frightened him. Food no longer controlled his schedule. This control spilled into other areas of life. When Ahmed mastered his eating habits, he began waking up earlier. He made better decisions. He trained his body and mind to delay gratification. Fasting became a daily reminder that comfort was optional, but discipline was powerful. He stopped asking, "What's the fastest way?" He started asking, "What's the smartest way?" Some days, Ahmed chose 16-8 because life required balance. Other days, he chose OMAD because he wanted intensity and challenge. He learned to cycle fasting styles, using each when appropriate. There was no guilt, no ego, only awareness. This flexibility became his strength. Ahmed understood that fasting was a tool, not an identity, a weapon that could heal or harm depending on how it was used. Beginners needed simplicity. Advanced practitioners could handle intensity, but everyone needed sustainability. In the end, Ahmed learned the most important lesson of all. Control food and you control energy. Control energy and you control focus. Control focus and you control direction. Control direction and you control life. Fasting had changed more than his body, it had reshaped his mindset. He no longer chased shortcuts. He built systems. He no longer fought hunger, he understood it. The truth wasn't hidden in extreme methods. The truth was simple: choose your weapon wisely and use it consistently. This wasn't the end of Ahmed's journey. It was the beginning of a disciplined life.